What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4, season 5. Today we have Pitt against San Jose Tech. And to start this game out, Pitt looks pretty excited to go against San Jose Tech. I think this is going to be a pretty close matchup. They're pretty similar in how they play, and their rosters are relatively in similar talent. But this dynamic duo of having this quarterback and this receiver Gaskin is slowly being recognized, even at the in the media. Ajayi gets a nice back-to-back runs to start this game out, but on 4th and 2, they get another run, which gets stuffed. I think that's an interesting call to start out, but it doesn't matter. Pitt ends up scoring immediately, taking that chance, throwing it in between the zones. So Little and the OC get together, and they immediately want to take a shot on 3rd down. And they try to against Gaskin, but doesn't against the DB with Gaskin, but doesn't really work out. They try to throw it in between the zones. The Tuttle doesn't work out either, so they give Pitt a perfect chance to try to score here. And on 2nd and 4, they get this RPO to the tight end and they end up scoring 14-0. Little a little bit more rushed to throw something deep now, and Tuttle gives him a little bit of breathing room, making this 7-14 now. Pitt ends up driving a little bit farther down the field against San Jose Tech, and they get down to 1st and goal. San Jose Tech trying to get something here, but they don't. So the score is now 21-7. And this is a pretty high-scoring game for this all to happen in the first quarter. And Little doesn't see the zone in the flat, and he kind of jumps up and jumps the route. They end up scoring a pick 6. So a pretty bad spot to be in if you're San Jose Tech, but they kind of bring it back in the second quarter, and now it's 35-38. So it's a pretty big jump for San Jose Tech to go against Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh, not a pushover team, and neither is San Jose Tech and Little, and they pretty much show it out here, taking their first lead of the entire game. And now Ajayi trying to start this drive out after the stop on defense, and it's pretty sad that Pittsburgh hasn't really scored since the first quarter. I mean, they scored the field goal, but nothing too insane. Mark trying to break tackles there, but doesn't really get anything. And on 1st down, Gaskin takes the top off the defense again. Or that might have been his first time. I think that was Tuttle the previous time. And Gaskin they go back to Gaskin. He makes a great catch. Oh my God. So now it's 49-44, obviously, after the score from Pitt. So they're trying to get another score, making this a 2-score game. And Gaskin, for sure, is a big contributor to that fact. And they throw it to somebody I didn't see before, but they run this little RPO bubble looking play. But nonetheless, they end up scoring, and Pitt scores as well. And Tuttle had the break on the entire zone. I think Little just missed Tuttle. And nonetheless, though, it's 70-51, and a great comeback against Pitt, because Pitt was for sure lights out in the first quarter, but the defense from quarters 2 to the end was insane. I mean, they really hadn't scored that much, giving the chance for San Jose Tech to really come back. So now we have Texas versus Pasadena here, and a great catch by Dews. Let me just replay. We have never seen Dews do this. Great throw by Hart, which always happens, but I have never seen Dews really ever do that. He's really been a speedster or a slot guy that you just hit in the seam sometimes, and we try to go back up to Dews to see if he had it again, but it was a bad ball, so we can't really blame him. But nonetheless, Dews has just been a person that's a little outlet type of player, so it's pretty insane to see him go up on the second level and just head top somebody. Nice route by Tim Curl on 2nd and 4, and I'm pretty sure he takes it all the way to the house. So it's 14-3 now. And we end up getting the stop, so we have a nice drive from Hart again, and we in red zone territory from the Tim Curl throw. Jamil making a man miss, damn, and he goes to the end zone. Too easy for him. I think that was his first reception, so it ended up being a touchdown on his first reception of the game. And Hart, oh my God, I did not think Hart was going to throw that. I knew he was going to throw it because he's a psychopath, but I didn't know it was going to be on the money. He rolls right, gets hit, pretty much gets knocked out here, and they end up getting perfect play to Curl there, and pretty insane. They end up scoring off of that as well. And he he tries to air it out to Deuce, gets batted down, and he gets intercepted. So I think Hart got excited after that great play, and he tries to throw something else. I think the OC told him to calm down. They gave a run play to Jamil, and Jamil making people miss, pretty much untouched until he gets to the 35. And they hit Jamil on a little dump play, and every time you hit Jamil, it's always like 5 yards extra, man. It's insane. Nice play by Tim Crow, breaking ankles, getting the score 35-3 now. Hart rolling right, and he loves rolling right. I swear he loves just breaking that pocket. It's pretty much due to the fact that we have a great right tackle that we picked up out of the transfer portal, so very crucial, and grateful to that. And we end up getting the score, and we're kind of blowing out Texas too. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, saying that this is probably the best our team has ever been, because we're just blowing out teams that you never think we would be blowing out this bad. I mean, yeah, we got stopped here on this run, but they still left to 3. I mean, we have Texas to 3 in the fourth quarter. That's insane. Great game by Tim Crow so far. I mean, 8 catches, 214. Got him on the 1 yard line, and we stopped them, so we get the ball back. And this is pretty much a cakewalk for Pasadena, breaking ankles there from Jamil. And we get the ball back again. So, dude, 3 points. 3 points the whole game against Texas. I mean, that's insane by our defense. So, for sure, a juggernaut squad out of Pasadena, and I think we might three-peat, which is insane to say. And now we have Louisville against Florida State. We just seen in the last episode that Florida State had a great win against North Carolina, so we're going to see if they can carry this momentum to Louisville. They end up getting stopped, and then they try to run this trick play, which gets them the first down, so you can't really say it's a bad play call, but great protection by the O-line for sure. And they shank the ball, getting the first down. We're going to see Louisville try to guard something. They do. So now it's 4th and 4 from Hook. We're going to see what can he do. He's going to hit somebody in the flat. And a great play, getting the first down. So I think Hook's just trying to go for a more methodical drive to start out. And as I say that, he tries to roll behind, and he gets hit, and there's a perfect interception for this D lineman. And honestly, it's kind of a drive killer for Hook, but it doesn't matter, because they start off the next drive, what looked like to be a good drive there, but on 2nd and 10 he gets sacked, making it 3rd and 20. But nonetheless, they get a Wouzier getting the first down, and on 2nd and 10 he throws his bomb, and oh my god, Brown breaks the tackle, so he goes all the way to the end zone, getting the score a little bit more manageable there. They end up letting a field goal up on defense, but it's a pretty good stop. And on 4th and 9 makes a clutch throw, and they get down to the 31, and they end up driving all the way down the field to the goal line, and end up getting a nice wide open play to the receiver there. Now it's 14-13. They get the stop on D. So Brown, which was the person who kind of sparked that whole drive in the previous one, gets down there, and he gets back-to-back receptions, getting him down to 1st and goal with time ticking down. And they're going to just try to give no time for Louisville. It's actually pretty smart, and it's a great run. So now it's 21-13 coming out the half. Now Hook with the pass, and he can't get anything, so 3rd and 7 now. Hook almost threads the needle there. I thought he did. I think the receiver just didn't get the hands there. And a great catch to Wouzier. And I think Hook got somebody outside, so I'm pretty sure. So we're going to see right now. And a nice throw to Francis, though. Making moves, getting down to the 10. And nope. Well, it looked like it, but I don't know why they would accept it. That might have been accidental accepting that play. But nonetheless, Wouzier gets this score, and they end up getting the win over Louisville. So now we got SMU versus San Jose Tech. And as you saw the keys, you know, SMU can't really afford to be going for these field goals. And SMU starts this game out immediately with a nice throw across the middle. And obviously, coach is not happy about that. And like we were saying in the previous part of this season, again, Little and Gaskin have been a dynamic duo who has been perfectly in sync, and even the main media knows it. But as I say it, Little throws an interception, and defense gets a stop, so it's still 7-0. Nothing too crazy to worry about. I don't know why it's so zoomed out here, but Little's just trying. Oh, Little got subbed. Damn. So San Jose Tech actually sub Little, and we have Basketville back out there. And Basketville trying to make something out of nothing here, and he does. He rolls right, throws middle, and I think the drive stalls though. So it's 14 to 0 still. I think San Jose Tech is still trying to struggle, or is still struggling to try to get something. I don't know why they're saying they're trying to struggle. And they try to get something here on a crossing route, end up scoring on that drive, but then the defense lets up a touchdown, and Tuttle makes a clutch 4th down conversion. So now it's 21 to 7. Basketball's gonna roll right, trying to find somebody. He hits the middle and nearly intercepted with a crazy throw to even throw up there, and a great play making this 21 to 14 kinda. I thought he was across the plane, but now they do. So now it's 21 to 14. Great stop by the defense, giving Basketball a perfect chance to tie this game up. Let's see if he can do it. And it's a great start, hitting Tuttle, getting down near the halfway point, and we hit somebody on the sideline again. And on 4th and 3, Basketville makes a nice throw. So they hand off the ball to Ajayi, getting him even further down around the 30-yard line. Basketville rolls right, even though he has nobody, so he has to juke somebody, and he does, going all the way to the end zone. Beautiful run by him, making this 21 to 21, keeping the ball in his hands. And then he throws it up to Nesbitt, and Nesbitt takes the top off the defense, which is not surprising because we've seen him do it before. Great play by him. A nice little screen play to Ajayi. He gets them to 4th and manageable, and they go for it, obviously. So we're going to see if they can get it. Little flat route to the receiver there, and 28 to 21, 40 seconds left. As long as they keep the ball out of harm's way, should be fine. But oh my god, like I say, out of harm's way, he throws a freaking needle of a pass like that. And a great play to Ajayi, getting this score 35 to 21. So the score looks more pretty than it actually was, but a great win nonetheless for San Jose Tech over SMU, because SMU's not really any pushover there, and you can see why. I mean, San Jose Tech was for sure struggling against them. But now we have South Dakota in Miami. We're going to start out the game after the halfway point. Mainly because nothing really exciting happened there, so we're going to just skip past that. And on Varga on a 4th and 2 makes a clutch throw, and the tight end breaking tackles, getting down to the 30. So great offensive performance thus far. I mean, they are up by 2 scores, and they end up going up by 3, 35 to 17 here. Great run by Stark, and now they have a 2nd and 10 here, and a great stop, making this a 3rd and 11 to try to run a screenplay. And it looks like it was a perfect call, but 4th and short, they end up putting the ball. So now we have Varga back with the ball, and he's gonna just let this loose over the top, and a great throw. Nice pass by Varga, seeing his receiver had the extra step. So like I said, Varga is going to be someone that has a very good chance to be Josh Flowers' caliber if the pieces are around him that should be. So we're going to see if that is possible, but nonetheless, we're going to keep going on with this year, and immediately 3 and out. So great performance so far from this defense. And Varga makes a nice pass to Walters, and Walters tries to break a tackle and get down to the goal line. And on second goal, they try to run the ball, doesn't get it, but Kai Stark has to get that ball back to back, and he goes in the end zone, 49-17. And honestly, this is a Miami team that was just a couple seasons ago was absolutely unstoppable, but now you can see they kind of fall from grace, and they're 7-4, and for sure a great win for South Dakota, because even though Miami is no pushovers, they're still a team that they can easily beat, and they still give good competition at the same time. And I think that this is a perfect chance for them to build some momentum later in the season. And yeah, we're gonna see if this can continue. But so far Miami's just getting terrorized by this D-line. Like I was been saying all season long, this D-line is probably one of the best. If it isn't Pasadena's, then it's for sure South Dakota's, because Anthony Morton and company has been terrorizing. I mean, they've been breaking sack records like crazy. The only reason why I say Pasadena could have a better D-line is just because they have the run aspect, and South Dakota has been weak against the run in some cases, but per pass rush, for sure, South Dakota has it. I mean, they've been consensus number one out of the whole nation for the last 2 seasons now, because Anthony Morton has just been out of his mind. I don't know what he's doing, but we need to get the water that he's drinking for sure. Now we have the 7-4 Florida State against BYU here. Hook tries to throw a little RPO to start it out. Doesn't really work out, so on 4th and 5, Hook drops back to pass and he hits a wide open Awuzie in the flat, getting down to the 40-yard line after breaking some tackles, and they find themselves on another 3rd and 1, but he gets intercepted trying to force a pass to Awuzie, and they kind of get down to midfield. They end up getting the stop though, so it doesn't really matter, and Hook throws a beautiful pass while getting hit, getting him down to the 40, and Hook drops back to pass on 2nd and 9 and hits who is that? It's the guy I can't pronounce, but great play nonetheless from him. And the Hook's gonna roll right, trying to find something here, and he's gonna go all the way to the end zone, scoring. And I mean, he just took off on the entire defense here. No one would really think Hook is really gonna do it, but he makes a man miss, and he goes all the way to the end zone, making this 7-0, so, or 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. So honestly, pretty ballsy move by Hook to call his own name. And on 4th and 15, he's feeling more ballsy, but I'm pretty sure they get bailed out by a PI call, and they do. So nonetheless, it was pretty smart decision. Well, not smart decision. It worked out for him. I wouldn't say smart, but you know, Hook's just one of those gunslinger people where it's either going to be interception or a touchdown, and it's proven somewhat successful in Florida State's team. So we can't really say that he's a terrible influence on this team. And another gunslinger type of moment here, but they can't get it. So here we go. We got Hook after the defensive stop trying to get something here, and he forces another pass to, I didn't see his name, but he forces a pass, and they kind of get intercepted going down all the way down to the 15-yard line. They end up scoring with a great field position, but I think they went for 2, trying to meet the 8 points, and they couldn't get it. So pretty lucky break for Florida State here, and a great defensive stop, obviously. It's definitely not easy to stop BYU or any team at the 15-yard line, but to stop the 2-point conversion is very crucial, and it really could change the tide of the game at some point. We don't know. Drango makes a nice play, though, making a man miss off that broken tackle, getting down to the 30, and they end up going right back to him on the screenplay, but the blocks didn't really line up there, so it's 3rd and 15 for Hook. He rolls right looking for something, and he sees Drango taking the top off the defense with the linebacker too slow to guard, and they end up getting 15-6. Defense stops them, and Hook gets another drive, so Awuzie taking the score 21-13. They end up scoring and just kicking the PAT after their learned mistake. Hook rolling left, sets his feet, and a huge catch. Oh my god. Huge catch from Awuzie, and Drango looking as shifty as ever, and he's going to go all the way to the house. Damn. So he goes all the way to the crib, and they end up winning that game. So a great win for Florida State. And like I was saying, you know, Florida State for sure has potential for next season. I mean, even though this season, yeah, they can't really do anything too special. Next season, look out for that blue team, man. I'm telling you. But nonetheless, we still got San Jose Tech, an immediate interception to start it out. Griffin gets the interception going all the way down to the 25. We might have to talk about Griffin a little bit. Griffin supposedly has been talking about hitting the portal, so we don't really know yet. But as we know now, great run by Ajayi. As we know now, he is planning to hit the portal in the off season, and he had talks with, even though this is some insider knowledge, but he's been having some talks with South Dakota and Pasadena alike. So we're gonna see if they can, agree to a deal. But nonetheless, Griffin is trying to jump ship to a team with ring chasing potential, and Nesbitt takes his top off, so making it 14-7. And it's not like San Jose Tech is a bad team. I think he just wants to go to a powerhouse school where he thinks he'll be a contributing factor to a national championship and not a deep playoff run, which is understandable. But I think that San Jose Tech could do it. I think they're just he's just a player that knows that's going to be difficult to get over the hump of South Dakota or Pasadena. So he just wants to go to a school that can either beat them or is them. So we're gonna set. Oh my God! What a fumble! What a hit! So it's exciting to see if Griffin does hit the portal there. But besides that, not too many other people hitting the portal from this team, I don't believe. And a great hit by Griffin meeting the running back in the hole. So, like I was saying, I think he's just trying to build his film up. He's trying to get his stock a little bit higher for other teams. And a great play by Griffin again, but he ends up reaching for it. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, he met him in the hole, no extra yards. Pretty much met him damn near at the line of scrimmage. So pretty much what you want to see out of a linebacker here. And what you don't want to see out of your DB is just getting cooked like that. 24. What are we doing? Now we're gonna see UConn kind of driving on this San Jose Tech defense. You know, San Jose Tech is not really known for the defense, but they do have great zone. And why I cannot believe I just seen that. Every time I say something about a team that's positive or in some way, it's just. But they are known for their zone coverage. They do sprinkle in man from time to time, but they are mainly a zone team. So we're gonna see what they stick to with this UConn team. But you know, UConn's pretty bad, so I'm pretty surprised that they scored 2 touchdowns on this defense, and that we've only scored 2 touchdowns, even though it's the first quarter. I mean, UConn's pretty pathetic here, so we're going to see if they can kind of pull anything together. And so far, we haven't really seen anything too special out of Little or this San Jose Tech offense. But, you know, there has been some bad blood between Baskerville and Little. You know, it kind of started out with him being the mentor, but I think the fact that Little started over Baskerville, but then Little got benched. I think they're both kind of feeling the effects of a coach that's showing some inconsistency, some indecisiveness in their choices, and it's definitely bleeding into the confidence of the two quarterbacks. But nonetheless, you know, Little hits Tuttle here, making it 21-14. They get the ball back in on 3rd and 10. Little gets hit for a sack, so now it's 4th and 21. And they end up going for it, which is insane. But I guess it's UConn. You can do whatever you want, but I guess you can't because you get intercepted for pick 6. So now it's 21-21. Little trying to find something to redeem himself, and a similar play from the last drive, hitting Tuttle once more, making it 28-21. They get the stop, 1st and 20 after the holding call, and Little gets hit out of a sack, and they get intercepted down to the 30 to the 20, and now it's 28-24 after that score, and Little trying to throw something again, intercepted. Oh my God, Little's just giving everyone chances to get a turnover here. 25 seconds left in the first half to get the smart play to Ajayi. Don't know why he's trying to reach for extra yards and not just get down. And Mark gets down in the middle, and we're gonna skip pretty much to the end of this game because it's nothing but just bad defense and just straight seam beaters. But you know, we have 59-34 here for UConn, and Little dropping back on 3rd and 20, trying to throw to Nesbitt, and he gets intercepted. So now we have a great chance for UConn to try to get something here on 34, but it doesn't really matter because they get the ball back and the defense gets intercepted. Defense intercepts San Jose Tech again, but it doesn't really matter. Pretty easy win for San Jose Tech. And the next episode, you're going to see the playoffs and who's going to win the Natty. But as you see here, you know, Florida State on the rise. San Jose Tech doing what they do, even though they got picked off multiple times in this last game. And Vargas showing pretty good signs there in South Dakota. But nonetheless, I'm going to see you next one.